From the list of topics about Hamlet, I chose topic number 22. The topic explains what is happening in Act 4, Scene 1. The scene is the dramatic scene between the Queen and her husband Claudius. William Shakespeare's Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, tells that this scene takes place in a room inside the castle. The characters in this scene consist of Gertrude, the Queen, Claudius, the King, Rosencrantz, and Guildenstern. I will summarize this scene. The script opens in a room of the castle with Claudius, Gertrude, Rosencrantz, and Guildenstern. In the Bethany Lutheran College production of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, they portray a bare room, but both actors, Claudius and Gertrude, are full of emotion. Gertrude begins to weep and sob. King Claudius tells Gertrude, "You must translate, 'tis fit we understand them." He's asking her to translate while she's crying so they can understand. Gertrude asks that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern leave the room so she and her husband can talk alone. Now that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern have left the couple alone, Gertrude begins to explain why she is so worked up. Claudius immediately inquires where and how Hamlet is. Hamlet has caused past problems, therefore Claudius is suspicious that he has something to do with why his mother is so upset. Gertrude begins to confide in the king. She claims that Hamlet is mad as the wind and waves when both contend. Gertrude tells her husband about the horrific death of Polonius and confesses that Hamlet is responsible for the murder. When watching the BLC students reenact this scene, it leaves you wondering how her, being Hamlet's mother, could sell out her own son to her newly wedded husband. You would think she would cover for her son rather than telling his guilt. This scene is full of ambiguity. The editors of Cliff Notes Analysis explain how the manner in which Gertrude tells the situation to her husband leaves the reader not knowing whether she believes Hamlet is truly insane or not. The reader is left wondering if she truly believes her son is mad, or if she is trying to mask his evilness by saying Hamlet killed Polonius in a mad fit. Maybe she is trying to cover for her son in front of the king so that he seems like he was not in control when he murdered Polonius. Gertrude also claims that Hamlet wept for what he had done, when in fact he had not. He actually says after he kills Polonius that Polonius was a fool and a rat, showing that he had no regret for what he had done. This claim could also be a mask of his evilness, or a mother simply not wanting to admit that her son purposely killed a man and had no regret for his actions. In this scene, Claudius begins to process what happened and what he is going to do to fix the situation. The king realizes that he could have just as easily been slain if it was he behind the curtain instead of Polonius. He says that his soul is full of discord and dismay. He inquires about Hamlet's health, but he is clearly more concerned about his own fate. He assures Gertrude that he will take care of the situation in the public eye by telling the people that Hamlet is mad, so that the king and queen's name will not be looked down on. He is fearful of Hamlet, but hides it behind acting like he cares for Hamlet, his nephew. But in actuality, he is not concerned for Hamlet, but rather just himself. Hamlet killing Polonius ultimately works out in Claudius's favor. He wanted to send Hamlet away previously, and now he can. He now has a reason to follow through with his plan of sending Hamlet off to England. He says that the exile will be Hamlet's punishment for his evil deed, and in the eyes of the public and the eyes of his mother, will make it more acceptable that he sends him away. King Claudius calls Rosencrantz and Guildenstern back into the room and asks that they go fetch Hamlet and find out where he has hidden the corpse of Polonius. In conclusion, Act 4, Scene 1 of Shakespeare's Hamlet, Prince of Denmark takes place in a room in the castle. Gertrude confides in her husband, Claudius, about her son Hamlet and his guilt. She tells Claudius that Hamlet wept for what he had done, when actuality he hasn't. Claudius realizes that if it was he who were behind the curtain, he would have suffered the same fate as Polonius. This realization scares Claudius, and as Hamlet's punishment, he decides to send him away to England.